All right, peace, peace, peace. What up? First and foremost, hopefully, the Most High in your house shall blessing your day. By His mercies, you are consumed. We're alive in the Most High in your house shall's body, and two, we're naturally alive. Man, yeah, I just want to get into this, man. First of all, man, let's get Iraq real quick, man, because in the midst of it is true. Even during trials and tribulations, I would say this: enjoy the good days. Enjoy the days that are good, because no matter what's going on, because one. Lamentations goes into 3:39. What does the living man have to do? Complain, especially for his sins, especially a lot of things too that the one that you're self inflicted things that you're doing. So a lot of times, like what I'm kind of going through now, a lot of times certain things I need to fix, and certain things I need to do, get my mind right. Also too, self these things also too, not even in the evil or wicked or sin per se. That's self-inflicted, not even evil per se, but also two things that you have control over. And also too, that's why I was just talking about that with my mom the other day too. So, but in the midst of trials and tribulations, man, when you're going through things, man, enjoy the good days, man. Enjoy the good days, man. It's similar to a sports team, right? When a sports team that is they're gonna barely make the playoffs, or they're probably not gonna make the playoffs, or but it's they're gonna lose a war, but they know they're gonna win some battles here and there, because it's just enjoy the wins sometimes in life, man. Enjoy the certain wins in the losing battle a lot of times too, or not only say losing battle with trials and tribulations, right? Enjoy that, man. Enjoy that, man. Let's get this Iraq real quick, man, because I really had a great day, man. It's even and it's really all praise to Most High in your house, man, because this is actually a brother I just recently met, man. He said, listen, man, he just quoted this Psalms 118 real quick, man. And we gotta get, because tomorrow, like he said, man, the other day, listen, tomorrow's not promised, man. So enjoy this, man. That's why it's really always could be much worse, man. And also too, alive in the Most High in your house, shall body, spiritually alive, and also too, man, just naturally alive as well, man. Because this very moment right now, man. So, because even it's just giving the Most High in your house shall praise, honor, and glory, man, for their works, man. Even things that you're scared of and you don't even per se, because don't get twisted, man. Because certain animals be but listen, the Most High, all his works are perfect, but don't get twisted, because Wisdom of Solomon said, even sometimes he said, there's a scripture in Wisdom of Solomon that goes into the most kind of ugly animals, ugly creatures, man. But but it's all the Most High house as well, man. Even it's me ever since I was a child, man. I don't like, especially being on the freeway, lightning and thunder. I don't like that. It was and I still cover my. I'm gonna be honest, man. I'm gonna keep it 100 with y'all. I still cover my ears when it's lightning, man. I don't like it, man. But it was thunderstorming this morning, man. I was like, oh my gosh, man. But that's good though, man, because I think that's somewhere in Job, and also throughout the scriptures it goes into that, man. But that they're all created for the Most High house shall's purposes, man. They all are still obedient to him, man. But even something like that, that's something that's a reminder to keep the fear of the Lord, man. It's just because that's like Hebrews said, man. It's a terrible thing to fall in the hands of the Lord, and so. That's why even Susanna said that. Listen, I'd rather fall in the hands of you, the wicked elders, during that time period, in that situation, rather than the hands of the Most High in your house, man. But that's neither here nor there. Let's get to Psalms 118 and verse 24. It says, "This is the day which the Lord hath made. We will rejoice and be glad in it." Yeah, exactly, man. Be glad in it. Rejoice and be glad in it, man. That's what it is. Even in scriptures, let's get this Sirach too, man. To rejoice even in trials and tribulations, man. Sirach 2, real quick. It says, whatsoever, Ecclesiastes, also known as Sirach chapter 2, verse 4. Whatsoever is brought upon thee, take cheerfully. Be without patience with our change into a lower state. Yeah, exactly, man. So rejoice and be glad. And even if in the midst of you going trials and tribulations, why? Because one is the Most High in your house shall, much tribulation comes the kingdom, man. Like, the inward kingdom, one, the higher level version of yourself spiritually to grow, and also to a physical kingdom, which you actually about to talk about, man. So that's just is what it is, man. But I want to talk about this too, because it's important, like it's spiritual maturity, like we just said. Because honestly, man, like I was just talking to my stepmom yesterday, even my grandma, I'm gonna say her name, my grandma, even though they're Jehovah's Witnesses, along with my dad, my stepmom, and like pretty much like my three people, like in my dad's side of him, they're Jehovah's Witnesses, but I could still talk to them about the word though, man. Like we might disagree here and there, but that's the level of spiritual maturity that I'm still trying to reach to. I was actually just talking to my uncle about it, because my uncle's in the word as well, and it's always like a beautiful thing, man. Like he said, Jeremiah, out of two of a family, I'll get you to, man, because like that's my uncle, that's my dad's brother, my uncle on my dad's side. He's in the word as well, like so that's a beautiful thing. I just saw him recently, actually earlier, and it's a beautiful thing, man. But I was telling them, man, listen, man, it's all about giving the Most High house shot of praise and esteem. I should I'm just learning, like to sit down, even talk to brothers in Christianity, or like I was talking to some Edomite Mormons. I was talking to Jehovah's Witnesses, because it's about the word at the end of the day, man. Like and also too, man. Like it's rather than like and also too, man. Just like hear even in life, hearing other people's perspective, man. Like listen, you can still disagree with somebody, but still understand the perspective, how they again came to that conclusion, man. Don't be condescending or like belittle and things that people, or like just say like, because that's like a child. I mean, I had to check myself on that. That's a childlike mentality. I'm right, you're wrong, or how can you think that one, that's another human being with a different perspective, and two, listen, like people see things differently. I can still disagree, but still like see where you're coming from. So because and at the end of the day, it's about the word. So, but yeah, we was just talking about like the kingdom to come, man. Like the place of pleasure, Garden of Eden. Actually, Luke 12:32 is actually on the King James 16:11 website. It's a precept of the day. It's a verse of the day, man. It's my pleasure to give you the kingdom, man. Actually, let's grab that, man, because it's the Most High in Hashaw's pleasure to give you like their pleasure, man. Because that's why when you do your will, you're seeking out your pleasure, but it's their pleasure to give you their pleasure. And they're like 1 John 2:7 says his will, like when you do your will, is you're gonna get what you want in this lifetime in the flesh, like according to his desire, but it doesn't last long. It's not eternal. But let's get this after that we're gonna get 1 John. Yeah, I didn't want to get that, but I got fixed. I do a lot to do. I should have did that, but it's all good. Luke chapter 12, verse 32. Fear not, little flock, for it is your Father's good pleasure to give you the kingdom. Yeah, exactly. One, the inward kingdom, because but also to the physical kingdom as well, man. Like that's why in Luke 11 it says just ask for his, like he wants to give you his Holy Spirit, man. But let's get this 1 John real quick. Then we're gonna go into how we're gonna go into some different things as far as because actually I mentioned Matthew 24 to my grandma earlier, but yeah. For 1 John chapter 2, actually, damn, we mentioned this too about the old. That's crazy. Oh, look at the Most High house. It says, and the world passes away, and the lust thereof. But he that doeth the will of Yahweh abideth forever. See, doing the will of the Most High house, you'll live forever. Because that's just what it is. Cause your will, it's crazy because the day the 4th, and you because the day is the 4th, April 4th, but I'm thinking about Matthew 4, how Yahushua understood that, how Yahushua knew that, man. It's like, listen, okay, cool, but I'm living according to the promise that, listen, I already got that. Why would I give this up for something I already have? That's why, shout out to brother somebody at Firstborn, man. That's why when people talk about Esau, man, there's no excuse for Esau, man. There's none. Because listen, Yahushua actually was in a worse predicament than Esau, man. He was at his way lowest than Esau. Esau went out hunting, stuff like that for a day, and he just he rejected the Most High Yahushua. Yahushua was at his weakest, man. 40 days fasted, nothing. He's still but that's at Job 32 and 12. 23 and 12, and that Romans 8. Nothing separated him but love for his father, and that goes into something else I actually want to talk about. A few minutes ago, but Lord, when we will talk about not me, we will talk about that. later, man, about David. But that's something else. But yeah, man, that's just is what it is with that, man. So yeah, but let's get into this wisdom of Solomon real quick, man, because no, let's grab Matthew 24 real quick, because yeah, man, since we even mentioned the kingdom, man, like one the inward kingdom and the physical, also to the physical kingdom, man. But let's get this Matthew 24 real quick. This is perfectly. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines, pestilences, and earthquakes in diverse places. So yeah, we just talking about. I was talking about this with my grandma earlier. Yeah. So listen, it says nations against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. We seen this now, and there shall be famines, pestilences, and earthquakes. Well, we kind of rising of it, not the peak climax of that. One we've been in, always, like we always say, like Jacob's trouble is when really we've been in trouble ever since we left the Most High in Yahushua. I mean, in trouble, just like Achan or Achan from Joshua. His name means trouble. What? Why? Because he disobeyed a word and a strict command from the Most High Yahushua, just like we are. So we in Jacob's trouble now. Like it's not always bombs dropping, martial law. The height of AI. It's not just always the wars and stuff like that. No, that's the climax of that, man. Like purges, all that stuff, man. So famines, but that's neither here nor there. But it says, "For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom shall be against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places." So let's hold on. Yeah, so let's get this wisdom of Solomon 1 real quick. Because let's look at this kingdom. Let's think about this, man. Wisdom of Solomon chapter 1. You know what? Let's start with verse 13. It says, "For Yahweh had made not death, neither had he had pleasure in the destruction of the living." So yeah, why is that Ezekiel 18:32, man? Because listen, he hopes all that comes to repentance, man. It doesn't do. He doesn't want one. It's just more like that. It's like that. I'm saying, with Jake, growing up in the household, before he got beaten, it's gonna hurt me than it hurts you. It's that type of thing. One, it doesn't really hurt them. Well. It's just like something that he doesn't take pleasure in, because because at the end of the day, the Most High house shot, they good, they not, no, they good, they don't chase, they attract. He's good, he's not chasing nobody, but it's more of a thing, he doesn't want to. He'd rather you live than die, man, spiritually and physically, man, because spiritually he'd rather you live in him and Yahushua than be in the congregation of the dead. But two, it's rather he oh my gosh, yeah, oh gosh, forgive me, somebody called me, but he rather use this also to live. But that's neither here nor there. Yeah, that's what I was gonna say, because a lot of times people think that the Most High Yahushua, they just this rigid spirit, this rigid entity that is going to wake up low. Let me kill a bunch of people. They know, man. This is the Most High Yahushua. He has to bring forth judgment. Okay, I don't want to do this, but you forcing my hand. Because he's slow to wrath. Like we always say, we grew up. We knew people that this person okay, this person is usually not like this. So that other party or parties or the other party or parties or other demographic or group of people had to do something to this person for them to act like that, man. So that's how Most High Yahushua is, because fondly when they respond, they're in the wrong, but they're but you want to be a habitual line stepper. So that's neither here nor there. But let's get wisdom Psalm 113. "For Yahweh had made not death, neither hath he had the pleasure in the destruction of the living. For he hath created all things that might have their being, and the generations of the world were helpful. There's no poison of destruction in them, nor the kingdom of death is upon the earth." So yeah, let's grab that. Let's see. "For he had created all things that they might have their being, and the generations of the world were helpful. And there was no poison of destruction in them, nor the kingdom of death upon the earth." So yeah, see, notice how it says nor kingdom of death, and the kingdom shall. Then let's go back to Matthew chapter 24 and verse 7. It says, For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. There shall be famines, pestilences, and earthquakes in diverse places. So yeah, my bad, y'all. It kind of threw me off because somebody was calling me. But like so what? So kingdom against kingdom. So the kingdom of the inward kingdom, the kingdom of Most High Yahushua, man. The word being in you, man. The gospel, testimony, the new covenant, man. The kingdom, versus the kingdom of death. So let's get this again, man. You know, uh. Let's go at this too. Wisdom of Psalm 1 verse 14. For he created all things that they might have their being, and the generations of the world were healthful. But there is no poison of the destruction upon them, nor the kingdom of death upon the earth. So yeah. So yeah, the kingdom of death, because it's talking about verse 15. For righteousness is immortal. So what's that righteousness, man? Like that tree of life, man. That Genesis 5 and 15 and 6. Galatians 2 and 21, man. Like that's that righteousness, man. Pretty much, man. That's just that faith, that tree of life, the fruits of the spirit, all that stuff. Because the Most High House is proverbially that tree. That tree will bring fruit. That fruit that we read about, of their characteristics, that of the Most High House's characteristics. Exodus 34 and 6, Numbers 14 and 18, Jeremiah 9:24, in Galatians 5, the fruits of the spirit, man. But you notice how it says the kingdom of death. But kingdom shall rise against kingdom. So let's get this. I actually read it early in Luke 12, but let's get this Luke kingdom. Luke 17 and verse 21. It says, neither shall they say, lo, here or there, for behold, the kingdom of Yahweh is within you. So yeah, exactly, man. That's just what it is. And like he said in Daniel 4 and 17 or 7, he do the Most High Yahweh dwelleth in kingdoms, man. So that's just it is what it is, man. So but that's why the kingdom of death, that's why the two kingdoms are going against each other. That's why I was actually mentioning this with my grandma earlier, man. This is why this is the ultimate enemy at the end of the day. Let's get to 1 Corinthians real quick, man. So kingdom shall rise against kingdom, man. It's not only talk about naturally, but spiritually, man. The kingdom, like we read in Wisdom of Solomon, the kingdom of death versus the kingdom of life, man. The inward man, spiritually, Let's get this 1 Corinthians 15 verse 26. The last enemy that shall be destroyed is death. So yeah. And let's get Jeremiah 8 and 3, man. So his kingdom shall rise against kingdom. Kingdom of the Most High Yahushua. Of course, a physical kingdom, but, and also, too, naturally different nations going against each other. But, but spiritually, man, it's the kingdom of life, like we read in this Luke, but also the kingdom of death, which is of this world, of, Satan, this of the word, of the serpent, of wickedness, man. Your own desires that desires of the flesh, of the eyes, man, pretty much the world, man. But anyway, but here's the thing too. Jeremiah chapter 8 and verse 3, it says, and death shall be chosen rather than life, and by the residue of them that remain of this evil family, which remain in all the places where I have driven them, saith the Lord of hosts. So yeah. So death shall be chosen over life. So let's get this in Deuteronomy 3:32 real quick, man. Since not only naturally, but spiritually, man. So, the kingdom of death, two kingdoms going at each other, man. It's all the same thing, man. Genesis 3 and 15, the Most High Yahweh seed versus the serpent seed, kingdom against kingdom. This is all what it is, man. He tells the end from the beginning, man. It's the same thing, man. That's why I was just I've been watching show like The Wire or something like that. It's like a movie, the TV show, anime, video game, whatever. It's the same people doing different things, but the same spirit, or but different people, whether it's righteously or wickedly, man. That's just is what it is. It's the same, it's different people doing the same thing, same behavior. That's why it's nothing new on the sun, so. Let's get this Deuteronomy real quick. Let's get, what's that? Yeah, exactly. Yeah, let me see. Choose life. What's that? Choose life. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Okay. Damn. Why? Okay. Hold on, y'all. Pretty much, this just life of over death, man. Like Moses said, man, just choose life. Like spiritually, I ain't just naturally, just like spiritually as well, man. Yeah, cause I can find it, man. But hopefully this is edifying, man. Much love to y'all. I wanted to go into something else, but it's a little later and got some things to do actually. So hopefully, most of your house, y'all blesses your day. So peace.